15, 1843, on Car Creek in Letcher County, Kentucky. When the war broke out between the states, he joined the Southern Confederacy. He enlisted in Whitesburg, Kentucky in June of 1861. At his time of enlistment, he was about 19 years of age. He joined the Kentucky 10th Mounted Rifles, which would later be known as the Kentucky 13th Cavalry, Confederate States of America. His unit was Company A. Dr. Hagans was under the command of Colonel Ben E. Cotter. Almost immediately after the formation of the regiment, it was assigned to defend Bashir Salt Works, located in Perry County, Kentucky. Colonel Ben E. Cotter, along with Company F, were engaged at the Battle of Middle Creek in 1862. Apparently, Alan Christian Hagans was well suited for military life, as he was promoted to first sergeant on January 17, 1863. He served as a medic during the Civil War. Alan Christian Hagans would go on to serve with John Hunt Morgan, the famous Confederate raider of Kentucky, through many hard and fought battles. He would also accompany John Hunt Morgan on his last raid and would accompany him to Greenville, Tennessee, where Morgan would meet his fate. After Morgan's death, he would be under the command of Basil Duke, the brother-in-law of John Hunt Morgan, who was also a bodyguard to President Jefferson Davis after the war. After learning of Robert E. Lee's surrender on April the 9th, 1865, Alan Christian Hagans would sign an amnesty oath in Louisa, Kentucky, several days after the surrender. At the close of the war, he came back to Floyd County and married Nancy Barnes Orton in 1865. Following the death of Nancy, he married Angeline Patton. Following her death, he married Rosa Woods. After her death, he reportedly married Susie Begley and later Irene Rainey Gayheart. According to records, he was married a total of 5 times, with all of his wives preceding him in death. Looking around the cemetery today, you will notice that some of his wives are buried on either side of him. After the death of one of his wives, he attended medical school at the University of Cincinnati. After his education, he practiced medicine all over the counties by horseback and was very successful. He used roots, herbs, bark, and would boil them down and add beeswax and roll them into pills, and some he used as liquid. He was also in the logging business. He had a line of push boats that he ran on Beaver Creek. He was elected representative of the district, which included 5 counties back then. He was a member of the Old Regular Baptist Church for 43 years. 63 years. When the slaves were freed, he had 18. He gave his home farm of 2,000 acres, located in the present Carfork Lake in Knott County, to them. These freed slaves built a settlement on this farm and an old regular Baptist church. Many of their offspring still live there, and some are preachers. He died on May the 7th, 1928, of kidney inflammation. Alan Christian Hagans and one of his commanding officers, Colonel Ben E. Cotter, had some things in common. Both were members of the Old Regular Baptist Church. Colonel Cotter preached to many soldiers throughout the war. To commemorate this great rebel soldier on the 150th anniversary of the Civil War, a close friend said it best about Colonel Cotter, which could also describe Alan Christian Hagans. As a citizen and neighbor, he was seldom excelled. As a professor of the Christian religion, he would fully demonstrate his faith by living soberly, righteously, and godly with the ability given to him by God. Truly, we as survivors can say he fought a good fight and finished his course on the field of battle with his feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. And this is a special note. It says, ironically, on this day, July the 1st, 2012, the date of this memorial service of Alan Christian Hagans, the Confederate diary of Colonel Ben E. Cottle will be auctioned and sold at the highest bidder in Virginia. Matt Hagans, a great-great-grandson of Alan Christian Hagans, will be bidding in hopes to acquire this item, as he collects historical documents and artifacts from the Civil War.
Attention, company. Shoulder, arms. Make ready. Again. Fire. Reload. Make ready. Again. Fire. Reload. Make ready. Again. Fire. Cover arms. Present arms. Arms. Order. Arms. Detachment. Deploy.